All right, peace, family, peace. Thank you for joining me. This is Moray Yaakov. Just want to make sure everything is going good. Give me 1 second. What's going on here? Give me 1 second. What's going on here? What's going on here? That's the 1 2 1 2. Oh, I don't know what's really taking place here. All right, there we go. All right, shalom, Sister Joanne Smith. Shalom, Sister Shamar Bowman and Emery. Shalom, Sister Latoya G. All praises to the Creator. We thank you for joining me. Thank you if you coming to the building. Make sure you press that like and subscribe button. This is Moray Yaakov in another episode for ITFTR Network Entertainment. You know, we're going to pick up again from where we was last week. But before we get started, we must blow the shofar. We thank the Creator for bringing us to this point of the Shabbat where we can all come together and we can learn together, we can grow together, we can elevate together, and we can praise the Creator together. Now, if you wasn't paying attention to any of the news, and now those who who I'm pretty cool with, I seen you at the news feed. And if you saw the thing what I did this morning, Russia sent some hypersonic missiles into Ukraine that had ICBM warheads on it, but those missiles that hit pretty fast that y'all see look like almost like a light show. That's how fast they were going. They were going fast as the speed of light. Those missiles, they can put warheads on them, nuclear warheads. So you better pay attention to that. Better pay attention. I gotta try to keep a lot of people abreast of the information that is taking place. They are also over there in Gaza, in that fake land Israel. They are now starting to break out almost like into a civil war. So pay attention. Pay attention. There's a lot of things that's happening on the horizon. And, we're coming down to the end of the year, not December, but we're talking about the end of the year when spring ends, and that's when the winter leaves out and the spring comes in. That's when we come into a new year, Passover, which is coming up in a couple more months. You got November, December, January, February, and then you get into springtime. You have like pretty much what? December, January, February. We got 3 months before we get into a new year. But anything can happen in between time, in the meantime, in between time, anything can happen. So make sure you are ready. You ready, and you're ready. This ain't no time. These are not the times to be playing around, faking the funk. This ain't the time to be in religion. This is the time to have a relationship now with the Creator and be sincere at it. Because these times are really ramping up because Israel's waking up. Israel's waking up. We're waking up to where the actual promised land is. We've been deceived for a long time, but it wasn't that long. They tell you it was so long, thousands. No. Israel wasn't asleep that long, family. We wasn't asleep that long. We was not asleep that long. But we are waking up. And once when we wake up, the ice melts. The water rises. The heat gets hot. Because everything must return back to the proper place in where it was. Because you are the true judge on this earth. But as long as they can keep the judge of the earth blind and deceived and asleep, then they continue just like the children. They continue to run through the house and tear up the house. Shalom, Sister Zipporah, Trey, and Zayden. Thank you for joining me. This is Moriyako. Make sure as when you come into the building, you press that like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the page. And if you're feeling extra blessed tonight, share this page. Let somebody hear this message that's going to be taught tonight so that they can wake up just like you did. Not saying that they're going to wake up tonight. They may. But the seed was planted for in order to wake up. So we thank the Creator for just bringing us to this point where it's that we can get together, begin to learn together. A lot of people on social media, they still going at it. They're trying to, how you said, they trying to justify a lie. They're trying to justify a lie. And I don't know what is, I'm not going to say I don't know what it's going to take because that's what I was about to say, and that's a lie. But I know what it's not going to take because a lot of people don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. They love a lie. They love living in a lie. They love walking in a lie. They love following a lie. They love speaking lies. They love thinking lies because it's more easier for them to embrace the lie than to actually embrace the truth. Because when you embrace the truth, it brings change. It challenges you. The truth challenges you. See, a lie don't challenge you. It just lets you be and let you do whatever. But the truth, it challenges you. It calls you out. It puts you on the red carpet and calls you out. The truth makes you stand 10 toes on what you claim you say you believe. And that's what a lot of people, they don't like. They don't like the truth. They don't like to be called out. They like to sit in a little shell hoping that everything can just pass over them and they can continue into that little rough state that they were always in. But before you leave this side, you're going to hear the truth. Now, rather if you choose to believe it and accept it and follow it and learn from it, understand it and grow from it and master it, that's your issue. That ain't got nothing to do with me or anybody else that's living in the truth. That got something to do with you. Rather if you want to be in the truth. See, those who really want to be in this truth, you're going to see that zeal come from them. That energy. Wanting to learn. You see? You dig? That's what they want. So that's what this thing is about. It's about mastering. Not just learning, not just understanding, but mastering. See, if I be where I am today, next year in the same spot, something wrong with you. Growth should always happen. Movement in you should always happen. Elevation should always happen. Because if you are in the same spot, that means you're not something ain't clicking. Something ain't happening with you. Okay? So, without no further ado, let's keep picking up in Matthew, the 4th chapter. Because see, a lot of people tries to justify this Jesus. It tries to justify him. But see, on last week, we learned that Jesus didn't go visit John. He didn't go visit John. No, he didn't do that. He didn't visit John, family. And when John heard, when he was in prison, the works of Christ, he began to question Jesus through his disciples. Okay? He questioned Jesus. And the thing is, what I want you to pay attention to is that it's not so much that he challenged Jesus, but Jesus said something that was very, very key to let you know that John never trusted him. When he said, go tell and show John again. That means some way, somehow, John ain't getting it, or John ain't accepted it, or John don't realize it. So when you realize that John was challenging him, and if John was challenging him, it was for a reason. Shalom, shalom, brother Shiva. Good to see you, family. Make sure you press that like button. Let my likes match my views, please. Let the likes match my views. If I got one person in the chat, it should be one like. Yeah, all praises. Let the like match my views. But for some reason, he challenged him. It's because he wasn't getting it. But then the Bible says in Matthew, the 11th chapter, when Jesus began to leave, he began to talk to the crowd about John. Telling the crowd how great John was. He was one of the greatest persons that ever came from a woman. Think about that. He's fluffing up the crowd about John. And why do you think he's doing that? Why do you think he's fluffing up the crowd for John? It's because he needs the followers. He needs the people to believe in him. See, because it wasn't never about anybody. It was always about Jesus. Or Yahweh or Yahusha or Yahusha. It was always about that guy. So when John was put in prison, he began to move into the opportunity now. He can move to the forefront. Only thing he needs now is the people to believe in him. That's all he needs. He needs the people now to believe in him. So now, let's pick up in Matthew, the 4th chapter. Let's pick that up. Because see, this is where it's really about to get interesting. This is where it's really about to get interesting. Those who's now just hearing me for the first time in this series, we got part 1. You go back on the page and listen to part 1 all the way up to part 20. Because see, we're going to slow cook Jesus. We're going to slow cook him. We're going to slow cook him in the crock pot. Anybody who wants to join the chat, you can come on up. The link is in the chat. Want to join the platform? The link is in the chat if you want to join. But we're going to slow cook. So Because when something gained more power than the creator, that's the problem. Nothing should be greater than the creator. Nothing. Nothing should be greater than the name of the creator. Nothing. Some people say, well, no, see, he was giving the creator praise. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Just slow down. We're going to talk about that. You know, it's pretty cool. You good? Have a seat. We got you. We got you tonight. We got you. So let's keep it moving. We're going to pick up at Matthew, the 4th chapter. And we're going to start at verse 13. Because see, now Jesus is now where he went to where John was. He returned to Galilee. See, that's where John was being held captive at. And for John being held captive, he returned there. And then, you know, when he get there, people was there. The people who like John, they were sitting right there. And so Jesus had to been preaching, because that's when it says what? When John heard in prison the works of Christ. That means Jesus was talking about the works of Christ. And the question is, what is the works of Christ? Well, we're going to get into some of that in the Creator's will. He questioned Jesus, saying, are you the one, or shall we look for another? But then when Jesus got finished talking to his disciples, and then he got finished talking to the crowd, let's see what happened. Matthew, the 4th chapter, verse 13.
And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum. Which is upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtalium.
Naphtalium. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to pay attention to this real hard, real quick. Now, he left from Nazareth and he went to Capernaum. Now, Capernaum is in the same area, but it's right off the seacoast in Galilee. Okay. Now, if I was to take today, I'm just talking about today, how they got it on the map, and you can check this out for yourself. If I was to move from Nazareth to Capernaum over there, okay, by foot it'd take me 10 hours. So that dude had to been doing some real getting up. It said it took him 10 hours to move from Nazareth to Capernaum. 10 hours. Now, if you go by bike, it's 3 hours and 52 minutes. Okay? They ain't had no bikes back then. Not that I know, not for me aware of. If he went by train, it'd be 2 hours and 4 minutes. He ain't had no train back then either. And if he went by car, it'd be 47 minutes. Okay? So this dude walked from, according to what the story said, he moved, right? It didn't say he walked, but let's just put in a picture, or he rode a horse or whatever. But if he walked, it took him 10 hours, according to the map today. It took him 10 hours to move from Nazareth to Capernaum. He moved from the middle of a landmass, he moved all the way over to the sea coast. Okay? To the sea coast. To where the river at. To where the Sea of Galilee at, okay? That's where he went at. Now let's keep going. Let's go to verse 13. I mean verse 14.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Elias, the prophet, saying.
Now this is Elijah. So they see what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, oh, well, he moved from this position to this position so as that he can fulfill what Elijah said, or Isaiah. That's Isaiah is Isaiah. He's trying to position himself for the prophecy. Notice what they're doing. They're trying to position this guy for the prophecy. Okay? Watch this. Let's go to 15. What 15 says. And we're going to get the prophecy of Isaiah. What it says.
The Zebulun and the land of Naphtalium.
Yeah, Naphtalium.
Okay. Naphtalium. By the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Now, notice what it says. Beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the what? Gentiles. Now, why do you think it called the Galilee of the Gentiles? Why do you think it called Galilee of the Gentiles? Why did it say Galilee of the Israelites?
That's where the Gentiles reside.
That's where the Gentiles are living. So he went from one area of the Gentiles to another area of the Gentiles.
So why not try to convert the Israelites? Why the Gentiles?
Because it was never about the Israelites.
So was it about his people?
Yeah, it was about his people.
The Gentiles.
The Gentiles. Brother Shava say, skins like he was trying to get the hell out of there. Yeah, he was trying to move, but he wasn't trying to move real fast though, Brother Shava. Yeah, it sounds like, okay, I got you. He wasn't trying to move real fast. Because see, if you try to move too fast, then people would think that you running from something. So he had to move real slow, cautious. He had to move in a magnetic way that would draw people. You see? So don't look at it. Don't look at him like he's running, because he's not. He's not running, because see, now the one that he needed out of the way is out of the way. That's John. So now he's getting ready to move his thing in now. So they saying he moved from one position to another. Okay? He moved from one position to another, from one city to another city. But notice they used the word Galilee of the Gentiles. Okay? And the reason why they use Galilee of the Gentiles is because that's who was there. The Gentile nation. The Gentile nation was there. So Jesus was moving amongst the Gentiles. Let me case in point. Let's prove the point. Let's go to Joshua 20:7. Yeah, he is a con. He's an opportunist. He's an opportunist. See, and a lot of people, they don't pay attention to how this guy move. They just look at him and they read it, but they ain't paying attention to how the movement of this guy really is. You see, he's an opportunist because, see, you got to remember, the devil is always an opportunist. He always looking for an opening. He's always looking for a crack. He always looking for something where he can slide in. Where's that? And when he get in, he move into the back so it's that you won't never notice him. Okay, so let's see why they call it the Galilee of the Gentiles. Let's see why they call it that. Go ahead. What you got? Joshua, the 20th chapter, verse 7. Go.
And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem, in Mount Ephraim.
In Mount Ephraim, go ahead.
And Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah.
In the mountain of Judah. So you can see where they appointed these lands, okay? They appointed Galilee. Galilee was, when Joshua and them crossed over, that was for a couple of the tribes in the northern kingdom. Okay? Stay right there. Flip over to Joshua 21 and 32.
And out of the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galilee, with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Hamathor with her suburbs, and Kartan with her suburbs, 3 cities.
So you can see that Galilee is a suburb. Y'all know what a suburb is? What is a suburb today?
It's like a rural area.
It's a rural area. Galilee was a rural area. But Galilee was huge. It was huge. It was a city of itself.
So it was a lot of land there.
It was a lot of land. See, so you can see that the 10 tribes were given land. But those 3 tribes, Naphtali and I forgot the other one. Naphtali and no, it'll bring it up in the next verse. In the next one we come in. It's Naphtali and it's another one, another tribe that was there. Not Ephraim. Zebulun. Naphtali and Zebulun. They were given that sea coast. You know, Asher was somewhere up around in that area as well. See, but who had that land before them? The Canaanites. They had that land. I'm going to prove it. Okay? The Canaanites. All right? So now, watch this. Let's go. Let's stay in Joshua. Let's go to Joshua, the 11th chapter. Joshua, the 11th chapter. We're going to start at verse 1 on this one.
And it came to pass, when Jabin, king of Hazor, had heard those things, that he sent to Jobab, king of Madon, and to the king of Shimron, and to the king of Akashah,
Mm-hmm.
and to the kings that were on the north of the mountains and of the plains south of
Shinneroth.
Mm-hmm. And in the valley and in the borders of Dor
on the west.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, keep going.
And to the Canaanites on the east and on the west,
mm-hmm.
and to the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites,
mm-hmm.
and the
Jebusites mm-hmm.
in the mountains, and to the Hivites under Hermon in the land of Mizpah.
Mizpah, keep going.
Boy, these are tongue twisters. Excuse me, y'all. And they went out, they and all their hosts with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the sea shore, in multitude, with horses and chariots, very many.
Keep going.
And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom
mm-hmm.
to fight against Israel.
All the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, Hivites, and all of them came out, pitched tent to fight against you, Israel. Keep going.
And the Creator said unto Joshua, Be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up, all slain before Israel. Thou shalt have their horses and burned their chariots with fire.
So you're gonna take them all out. Keep going.
So Joshua came, and all the people of war with him, against them by the waters of Merom, suddenly, and they fell upon them.
Uh-huh.
And the Creator delivered them into the hand of Israel, who smote them and chased them unto great Zidon, and unto Mizraphot,
Tahim,
and unto the valley of Mizpah eastward, and they smote them until they left them none remaining.
So they kill them all that came out to challenge Israel. Everybody all the nations that challenged Israel, the ones that came out, they got crushed. Okay? They got crushed. Watch this. Keep going.
And Joshua did unto them as the Creator bade him. He halted their horses and burnt their chariots with fire.
Uh-huh.
And Joshua at that time turned back and took Hazor and smote the king thereof with the sword.
Uh-huh.
For Hazor before time was the head of all those kingdoms.
So now he got the head guy. He killed the head guy.
Just like a snake, you cut it off at the head.
You cut it off at the head. He got the head guy. Keep going.
And they smote all the souls that were therein with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There was not any left to breathe. And he burnt Hazor with fire.
So he killed all them in that area too as well. All right, you see, he clearing everything out.
No man standing.
He clearing everything out. Joshua and them clearing everything out. Keep going.
And all the cities of those kings and all the kings of them did Joshua take and smote them with the edge of the sword. And he utterly destroyed them, as Moses, the servant of the Creator, commanded.
Keep going.
But as for the cities that stood still in their strength, Israel burned none of them.
What happened?
Israel burned none of them.
So those cities that were strong, Israel didn't burn them. Okay, watch this. Keep going.
Save Hazor only.
Save Hazor only. Go ahead.
That did Joshua burn.
Go ahead.
And all the spoil of these cities and the cattle the children of Israel took for a prey unto themselves.
Keep going.
But every man they smote with the edge of the sword.
Keep going.
Until they had destroyed them. Neither left they any to breathe.
Go ahead.
As the Creator commanded Moses his servant, so did Moses command Joshua, and so did Joshua. He left nothing undone of all that the Creator commanded Moses.
Go ahead.
So Joshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Israel, and the valley of the same.
So you see all the land that he took, that's what Joshua took. He took a good bit of that land. He took a good bit of it. Watch this. Keep going.
Even from the Mount Halak, that goes up to Seir.
So that's almost by Esau. He's going all the way up almost by Esau. You see that? Because remember, Esau conquered Mount Seir. So now Joshua is going over. Notice Esau's land. Esau's territory sitting right next to Israel's territory. So that's how you know where Israel is, because Esau ain't gonna be too far. Keep going.
Even unto Balagad in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon.
Nah, they'll say that's Lebanon over there. Why they call it Lebanon? We went over this in Bible study one time. Why they call it Lebanon? Why do they call it Lebanon? They call it Lebanon because of the trees. Yep, because of the trees. Because of the trees. Keep going.
Under Mount Hermon.
Mm-hmm.
And all their kings he took and smote them and slew them.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua made war a long time with all those kings.
He made war with for a long time with those kings. They didn't have rest or peace. Keep going.
There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
Save the Hivites, the inhabitants of
Gibeon.
All other they took in battle.
See, he left the Hivites, but everybody else he took in battle. He saved the Hivites. Go ahead, keep going.
For it was the Creator to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel in battle. That he might destroy them utterly. And that they might have no favor. But that he might destroy them as the Creator commanded Moses.
Keep going.
And at that time came Joshua and cut off the Anakims from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anab, and from all the mountains of Judah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities.
So he even went up and took down Anakims. Look up and see who the Anakims are. He took them out too, because they were there. Okay, that wasn't just the 7 nations, it was that nation as well, the Anakims. Watch this, keep going.
Verse 22. There was none of the Anakims left in the land of the children of Israel, only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. So Joshua took the whole land, according to all that the Creator said unto Moses. And Joshua gave it for an inheritance unto Israel, according to their divisions by their tribes, and the land rested from war.
So Joshua took the land. He took the land. Now it says he left the Hivites. He saved them. But everybody else that came up against him, and as he was going through, he cut them down. They took the horses, the cows, and all that for themselves. All right, now watch this. Let's keep going. Let's go to Psalms 106 and 34. Because, see, we got to pay attention to what's really taking place. Joshua went in. He took everything that was supposed to be taken. All right, or did he? Because the Bible says wherever he went, he took it. According to what was given to Moses. And Moses gave it to him when Moses was ordaining him, telling Joshua, you got to go in and conquer everything. Don't leave nothing undone. But he left the Hivites. That's one nation that he left. He saved them. But watch, well, let's go to Psalms 106:34. What you got?
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Creator commanded them.
It says what now?
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Creator commanded them.
They did not destroy the nations whom the Creator told them to destroy. Think about that. I want y'all to think about that real. Let that sit on your forehead. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Creator commanded them. Go ahead, but 35, what it says.
But were mingled among the heathen and learn their work.
Now, this is very important. They didn't destroy them, but they mingle among them and they learn these people works. So I want you to pay attention. That means Israel learned the ways of the heathens, and guess what? The heathens learned the ways of Israel.
So would you consider like a barter and trade?
It's like a barter and trade. Yes, because Israel, they did not kill the nations, all the nations that were told to be killed. He killed the good portion of them, but he didn't kill all of them. And so the ones that they did not kill, we're going to find out what happened to them. Because there was some of them Canaanite nations were stubborn. They refused to die, they refused to be conquered, and they refused to leave.
So in Joshua, when they say he let the Hivites live, then
That's part of the Canaanites. That's part of the Canaanites. But right here in Psalms 106, verse 34 and 35, they did not kill them all. They did not. But guess what they did? They mingled.
they learned their work.
And they learned their works. Go ahead. What it says, 36.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Why do you think Israel acts stupid today?
Idolatry is still prevalent.
It's still prevalent today. Idolatry. You learn their works. You serve their idols. And it became a snare. Why do you think your prayers are not being answered? Why do you think you can't leave this system? Because of idolatry. You still mingle with your enemy.
So they made a covenant.
They made a covenant.
That's why it's hard.
That's right.
Because the only covenant was supposed to be made with the Creator.
Correct. They made a covenant. Watch this. Go ahead, verse 37.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils.
So what are they doing? You got a lot of your people, your families, your friends, all right, Freemasons, Divine Nine, Eastern Stars, politicians, A lot of you believe in a man that's going to come and rescue you when the Bible says no man shall save you. A lot of you believe that a man can remove what you have done personally, purposely, and deliberately. You think a man can come and actually remove that from you. See, and then guess what you do? You teach that to your child.
That's a generational curse.
That's a generational curse. You see, you didn't do what you supposed to have done. Your forefathers, my forefathers, they did not do what they were supposed to have done. Even if I could put it into history, when we had an opportunity to allow these people who came here to conquer us to die, we helped them, learned them, taught them how to farm. We taught them the roads in which way to move. We taught them how to live and survive. And now they flipped everything on top of you, and now you at the bottom. And you wonder why Moses said they're going to be the head and you're going to be the tail. Because you thought what you were doing was correct by allowing them to mingle among you, to sit among you. When they came over here, they was coming up among you. Certain things supposed to be sacred. But you allowed them to come in and peep the game in how you serve the Creator. Who you serve, when you serve. They sat there and they wrote it down and they put it and they changed it and transformed it to themselves.
They took your identity.
Why you think that they became the country singers now? They became the rock and roll singers. Now they are the ones who they saying that they are the GOAT in rap. Because you know why? You left the gate open. And they came in and they took it. And now you walking around, you don't know what to do. Because your forefathers and you still keep giving everything away. You don't shut the door.
Right.
You still got the door wide open. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. They learn these ways, man. Watch this. Verse 38, what it says. Because see, excuse me, when you sit there and you follow these folks make you hate yourself. They make you turn against yourself. They make you turn against your own family, your own brothers, your own sisters. You can't stand them. Case in point, you can see that in the election. A lot of people turn and hate their family because they voted for Trump. Or some voted for Kamala. What my grandfather and grandma used to say, stay out of white folks' business. That ain't my business. Because at the end of the day, ain't none of it gonna benefit me too much like that. Let's go. What it says, 38, what it says.
And shed innocent blood.
And what?
And shed innocent blood.
Why is shedding innocent blood is very important? Why is shedding innocent blood is important?
Because that blood is life.
The blood is life. That's the innocent of the individual. So when you sit there and you follow these nations, they teach you how to kill each other innocently. You don't have no remorse. Watch this. Keep going.
Even the blood of their sons.
Even the what?
The blood of their sons.
You kill your own child. Watch this. Keep going.
And of their daughters.
And you give your daughter away. That's giving you give your daughter away. You allow your daughter to be any kind of way, act any kind of way, move any kind of way, think any kind of way, dress any kind of way. You got your daughter looking like a grown woman. Watch this, keep going.
Whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan.
See? Canaan got idols. They sacrificed their children to the idols of Canaan. Now the question is, I guarantee you half of you don't even know who the idols of Canaan was. Ooh. See, when Israel did not do what they were supposed to do, you allow those folks' society to creep among you. And now you're serving their God and you think you're serving your God. All because you didn't kill them. Watch this, keep going.
And the land was polluted with blood.
The land was polluted. What land? Your land. See, because notice what it says when we read in Joshua the 11th chapter, when Joshua was killed, all the blood was done. The blood was done in Joshua the 11th chapter. It was done. That was at the end of Joshua the 11th. When Joshua was finished with war, it says the blood stopped. But why does the blood still keep going? Because you haven't learned yet. Because now they got you, where's that you accept looking at your brother wrong, looking at your sister evil, thinking of your family being no good. This is what they got you thinking. All because you refuse to do what the Creator said. Watch this, keep going.
Thus were they defiled with their own works.
They was defiled with their own works. Go ahead.
And went a whoring with their own inventions.
So now their own inventions, meaning that you're thinking what you're doing is correct. A lot of you thinking what you're doing is correct. That's your own inventions, your own ideas. See, a lot of you come and you gain a scripture to, and now you thinking that you know the whole Bible. And now you trying to chastise people thinking what you think you know. That's your own invention. That's your own ideas. Israel never lost order. The only thing Israel lost was the people being disobedient. The order was still there. But see, as Israel became more disobedient, they didn't think that they needed order. That's your own invention.
So the order is going to always be sacred. It's just the people around it and their attentions is the one that messes up things or keeps things out of order.
The order, right? The order that the Creator gave Israel is going to always be right there. It's going to always be point blank, always. But what happened is because Israel is so far gone into disobedience that they think that they could do things on their own. I don't need elders no more. I don't need leadership no more. I'm the leadership. Like you hear a lot of people talking about, I'm God. Okay, you are God, but who made you? Who made you? Because I thought I read a scripture where it says, let the young men fight, but the older men guide the young men because they are wiser, but the young men are stronger. But see, the young men, they don't want the guidance from the older men. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of these older men, they don't need, they just old people with gray hair. But they don't even want the ones that they know with the wisdom. They don't even want that. They just do as they do. Like Jay-Z said, do as thou will. But Israel did not destroy them all. They did not. Let's case in point. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to Numbers. Let's go to Numbers 33, verse 52 through 56. They didn't destroy them because see, some of these nations were stubborn. They were stubborn. They didn't want to move. They wasn't afraid of Israel. Nah, they was gonna stay in the land. Just like today, you still got some of these Canaanites in the land. You still got the Canaanites there. They ain't moving. Numbers 33, verse 52 through 55.
Then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures.
All their what?
Pictures.
So when they took pictures with their family, you're supposed to burn that. Go ahead, keep going.
And destroy all their molten images.
They molten images. That's an image that is molten, graven. Go ahead.
And quiet pluck down all their high places.
Quiet pluck down all the high places. Why y'all got a picture of a black Jesus? Who is that? Who is that? A black Jesus. Who is that black Jesus?
Somebody, daddy, granddaddy, or uncle.
Oh my goodness. Quietly pluck down all they what? Idols. Go ahead. They molten images and quiet pluck down all their high places. Meaning you don't supposed to allow anything that where they go and worship. Now, this is very important. I want y'all to pay attention because we're going to come back to high places tonight. Quietly pluck down all their high places. Okay? If they molten images. We're going to come back to that. Go ahead. What you got?
Sister Latoya put Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. So in other words, it's not saying when Joshua went in to cleanse the land with the blood, and the blood was all over the land. That's why it says when Joshua stopped war, all the bloodshed stopped. That was a purpose for him to do that because he was given order by the Creator and Moses to go in and cleanse the land because the people that were there legally was not supposed to be there. Okay, so they were there by sedition, so their order was to what? Was to be killed. All right. So now, when that happened, the reason why the shedding of the blood happened was because of why? Why was the shedding of the blood happen?
So the land could be cleansed?
No, it's because they started following who?
Oh, talking about the those other nations.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. They started following the what?
Those other nations, they started taking on, like they said, their idols, and they're pretty much their thought process.
Correct. They became them. They became the Canaanites. They became the Hivites. They became the Jebusites. They became all these people. Okay? The ones they did destroy, those people influenced Israel. So Israel became them. So now tell me, how can you tell who's Israel and who's the Canaanites? I want y'all to pay attention to this, because Jesus was in the land of the Gentiles, the Galilee. So if Israel is acting like the Gentiles or the Canaanites, how do you know who's the Canaanites and who is Israel now? Just like today, you got a lot of these folks coming over here whose skin looks like mine, and they cosplay, meaning they can make themselves act like a nigga from America. How would you know that they come from overseas if you don't know them personally? And if they gain a name just like yours, how can you tell them that they're not you? I'm showing y'all exactly how the Canaanites look today. They look just like you, and they act like you, and you act like them. That's why a lot of these folks talk about they Israel. They are not Israel. I'm going to prove that tonight. Israel is a bloodline. It's not something you join. Watch this. Keep going.
Verse 53 of Numbers. It says, and ye shall dispose the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it.
You got to get them out of there. That's what he telling them. You got to get them out of there. Go ahead. Keep going.
And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families.
He said, divide the land by lot among your who? Your friends?
No.
By who?
Your family.
Your families. That's blood. Your blood's supposed to take a portion. My blood's supposed to take a portion. You see? That's not by friends. It's by families. That's husband, wife, children. Husband, wife, children. Go ahead, keep going.
And to the more ye shall give, the more inheritance. And to the fewer ye shall give, the less inheritance.
That's self-explanatory. Keep going.
Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth.
Meaning you can't go no further than where your lot is. You should not be nowhere in the vicinity if your lot is not there. You shall not be in the place where your lot is not. Go ahead, keep going.
According to the tribes of your fathers, ye shall inherit.
See, according to your tribes of your fathers. You cannot possess Zebulun's land if you are Naphtali. You cannot possess Asher's land if you are Judah. You have to stay amongst your people. Keep going.
But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell.
What that mean?
That mean they're gonna make your life a living hell.
They're gonna make your life a living hell if you don't drive them out. And you wonder why when you go up among certain people their energy don't mix with yours?
Yeah.
Because that's your enemy. And you thinking that's your people because they're the same color as you. But see, you forgot. Joshua never drove all them people out. They're still among Israel. You see? That's why it says the land, the Galilee of the Gentiles. But watch this. We about to get some way. Keep going.
Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them.
What happened? What's going on now?
You're gonna take their punishment.
You about to take their punishment. Let that soak. A lot of people don't read that. You, Israel, is about to take the Canaanites' punishment because you didn't do what I asked you to do. Now I'm about to put their punishment upon you. Now you wonder why these curses is upon you. You about to take their punishment. And you wonder why they still in the land?
Give them an inch and they take a yard or something like that.
Yeah, you give them a foot, they take a mile.
Okay, yeah.
You about to take their punishment, not Israel. You gonna take their punishment. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all know y'all taking the Canaanites' punishment? How many of y'all knew that? See, y'all thought that these was your punishment. No, this is your punishment passing down from your forefathers because of your forefathers' disobedience. And now these folks, now your enemy lives among you and you don't even know who your enemy is. But your enemy know who you are. And that's funny. You don't know who they are, but they know who you are. They know just how to deceive you. And that's funny. But let's keep going. Because we just getting started. Let's keep going. Where we at? Okay, I scrolled up too fast. Let's go to Joshua 23, verse 12 and 13. Joshua 23, verse 12 and 13. This is a beautiful thing. Going back to the beginning. Joshua 23, verse 12 and 13.
Else, if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you.
Keep going.
Know for a certainty that the Creator will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land, which the Lord your Creator hath given you.
So in other words, what's taking place? He's showing you what's going to take place.
Punishment.
You're going to be punished, meaning that what they're going to drive you off the land. Now, hold on. I want you to think about that. They say, look at what it says. I want to see who's thinking. And behold, this day I am going the way of all. No, excuse me. No, 13. For know of a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out these nations from before you, but they shall be a snare trap unto you, and scourges unto your sides, and thorns in your eyes until you perish from off this good land which the Creator has given you. What it means that you're gonna perish off this land. What it means? I'm gonna see who's thinking. I'm about to show you the Canaanites. I'm about to show you these other nations. They say you're going to perish from off this good land. What does that mean? Anybody? I'm about to show you some of these Canaanites and Hivites and some of these other people that survived. I'm about to show you some of their generations. What does it mean that this says that you will perish from off this good land?
Does it mean that they're going to drive you off your land?
How they going to drive you?
Take your land from you.
How they going to take it?
Say that they're you.
Okay, they're going to say they're you. That's one. It's a beautiful one. You about to find out who some of these nations are. It says that they're going to drive you off your land. They're going to do it. They're going to drive you off your land. How did these folks drive you off your land? I'm about to show you some of these folks today, some of their descendant line.
It makes me think of gentrification.
Okay, gentrification. We can go to gentrification, but it's one thing how these folks gonna drive you off your land today. They are doing it today.
Not making you think that you from someplace else.
Yes. Sister Latoya said mix and seed. Yeah, they're gonna mix your seed out, but they also gonna what?
It's almost like you're going to denounce who you really are, because you're saying, even though you know that you're original and aboriginal to this land, but you're saying you came from Africa, you came from here, you came from there. So if you're not claiming your inheritance, then they're going to scoop on in and say, well, shoot, this is ours.
This is ours.
You don't want it.
They tell you that you're an African.
Right.
You come from off of Africa, the West Coast. Can't find no boats, but you believe it. They drove you slack from your homeland. They drove you out of your land by calling you an African American, telling you you come from someplace else. And many of us believe that foolishness. And that's why you will never fight for this land. You'll always stand up. That's who's driving you out. That's who's telling you that you come from someplace else. Those are your Canaanites. Those are your Hittites, your Moabites. Those nations that got you to believe that you come from someplace else.
They're laughing and saying those foolish people.
You see it for yourself. Let's read that one more verse again, and we're gonna move forward. Let's read that again. Verse what? Verse 13.
Know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land, which the Lord your God hath given you. See,
they think by perishing, by you going you're gonna be leaving off the land. It's not all the time you leaving. You leaving mentally. You leaving emotionally. You don't have no connection to America no more. You don't even know where your homeland is. Them white folks over there telling you that that's Israel over there, and you sitting there running. See, they got you running. They got you perishing off this land. You don't even know where Jerusalem at. you don't even know where Jerusalem at.
Shamar Bowman says, keep your history from you and misidentification.
Correct. Misidentification. Keep your history from you. That's why they don't teach you nothing. They don't teach you none of this in school. But nowadays, I think they starting to teach indigenous history, but you got to make sure you teach your child that when they talk indigenous, they're talking about who? You.
Right.
But what you about to say? You about to say something else? They got you believing you come from someplace else. Mm-hmm. You somebody else. Those the Canaanites. Those are part of the 7 nations that you left alive.
And who has this? They're in certain positions now.
They're in certain positions. Yeah, yes, they're in certain positions. Okay, watch this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go to Josh, let's go to Judges 1:27 through 33. Judges 1:27, 33. No, excuse me. Judges, the first chapter. Not 1:27. Judges, the first chapter.
1:27 to 33.
Yeah, first chapter, verse 27 through 33. See, they the ones who telling you come from someplace else. See, they helping out Japheth. See, those are the ones who serving Japheth. That's Genesis 9:27. Japheth's Canaanites shall serve Japheth. They the one. Canaan is telling you come from someplace else, not Japheth. See, you hating the. See, here we go. They hating the white man or the so-called clear man. See, they say the clear man is your enemy. No. See, we just read that these folks that look like you, because see, Canaanites, some of the Canaanites were pale, but the majority of them were just looking like me and you. They were Hamites' children. And they the ones who telling you come from someplace else. Because you got to remember, you came to take home. You came to take back your homeland. They were in your land. They are still in your land. And they're not trying to give up your land easily. No. They want to keep your land. See? So now they're going to be the ones that come up with that deception that you come from someplace else. Only thing Japheth doing is just sit back laughing and saying, yeah, go ahead and tell them. They stupid enough to believe that. Let's ride with it. What you got?
Neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Bethshan.
Bethshean. So Manasseh didn't drive them out. Bethshean. Manasseh didn't drive them out. Go ahead.
And her town.
Didn't drive them out. Her towns either. Go ahead.
Nor Tanach.
And
her town.
Go ahead.
Nor the inhabitants of Dor. And her town.
Go ahead.
Nor the inhabitants of Abel. And her town.
Go ahead.
Nor the inhabitants of Megiddo.
Okay, Megiddo.
And her towns, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land.
So they didn't go. They didn't drive out all these people. They didn't drive them out. They didn't drive out everybody. Joshua killed a good bit of them, but a good bit of them was still there. Watch this. Keep going.
And it came to pass when Israel was strong that they put the Canaanites to tribute and did not utterly drive them out.
So what did they do? They had these folks work for them. See, they had these folks work for them. Was that part of the command? No. Because when these folks work for you, what is happening?
They're learning your ways.
They're not just learning your ways, but what's happening also, what you're doing with these people.
Mixing with them.
You're not just mixing with them, you're making a covenant with them. See, you got to make a covenant with these people in order for these people to work for you. See, when Israel became strong, they made these people work for them. But that wasn't the command. And when you get these people, guess what happens when some of these people, when you have some of these people work for you? You become friends with them. You become comfortable with them. Huh? That was not part of the plan. Watch this. That's it?
No, that was 28.
That was 28? Go ahead. Keep going. We're going to 33.
Neither did Ephraim drive out the Canaanites that dwelt in
Gezer.
But the Canaanites dwelt in Gezer among them.
So Ephraim didn't even drive them out. Ephraim allowed the Canaanites to live among them. Watch this. Keep going.
Neither did Zebulun
Uh-huh.
drive out the inhabitants of Kitron,
Uh-huh.
nor the inhabitants of Nahalo,
Uh-huh.
but the Canaanites dwelt among them and became tributaries.
So Zebulun let the Canaanites dwell among them. The Zebulun let the Canaanites dwell among them. And they allowed the Zebulun allowed the Canaanites to work for them. Watch this. Keep going.
Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Acho,
Acho. Uh-huh.
nor the inhabitants of Zidon,
Uh-huh.
nor of Alab,
Uh-huh.
nor of
Akzib.
Abzanor,
Akzib. Nor.
nor of Helba,
Uh-huh. Helba. Uh-huh.
nor of Apik,
Afik.
nor of
Rehob. Go ahead.
But the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites,
Uh-huh.
the inhabitants of the land,
Uh-huh.
for they did not drive them out.
They didn't even drive them out either. They didn't drive them out. Notice these are 10 tribes. They didn't drive them out. Watch this. Keep going.
Neither did
Naphtali.
Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Bethshemesh, nor the inhabitants of Bethanath, but he dwelt among the Canaanites and the inhabitants of the land.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Bethshemesh and of Bethanath became tributaries unto them.
So Naphtali didn't even drive them out. So what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, they is living among the ones that was supposed to have been put down. And now they finding friendship and workmanship among these people. This was happening, family. Let's go to Exodus 23, 32 and 33. I'm giving you a small window. That because you didn't do it, the Creator put their punishment upon you. You are taking on their punishment. Exodus 23, verse 32 and 33. See, y'all think this is play. Y'all think this is play. You know when you get on the merry-go-round, whee! This ain't play, family. This ain't play. Exodus 23, verse 32.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in the land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
Why does he keep saying their gods? They gods must be had an influence. They God must be had an influence. Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, verse 16 through 18. You can't serve their gods. You can't make a covenant with them. And y'all think that the Canaanites are gone? No. They still sit in your land. That's why a lot of these folks who call themselves Israel, peep their game. Peep their game. That's Deuteronomy, right? Deuteronomy 20. 16 through 18. Excuse me. Salakia. Peep the game. These folks sit up around you. They live up amongst you. Peep the game. Peep the game. This is a bloodline. What you got?
But of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy God doeth give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth.
He said, thou shalt not save alive nothing that breatheth. Now that right there tells you you don't supposed to. Now how can you save them and teach them the law then? The command says you don't supposed to save them alive at all. You don't supposed to allow none of them to keep breathing.
But they broke it.
Keep going.
But thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites.
But didn't it say Joshua kept them alive? Go ahead.
And the Amorites. And the Canaanites.
And they kept them alive? The Amorites and the Canaanites? Go ahead.
And the
Perizzites.
And the Hivites.
The Hivites. No, they kept the Hivites alive.
The Hivites. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the Jebusites.
The Jebusites.
As the Lord thy God hath commanded thee.
Go ahead.
That they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which they have done unto their gods.
Go ahead.
So should ye sin against the Lord your creator?
See, so he said, should you sin against the creator? But they didn't do that. So when they didn't kill these people, that was sin. They broke the law. So for these people still living amongst you, that is sin. Now you wonder why you still sinning? You wonder why you don't know where you belong, where your homeland is? You wonder why. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. We just getting started. Let's keep going. So now let's go to 2 Kings. Israel still got these people among them. So even under King David, under Solomon, you still got these same nations sitting up among them. That's why you had Uriah the Hittite. You remember him? Who was married to who? Bathsheba. See, these people still living amongst Israel. Israel's making a covenant with these people. So now the northern kingdom is going against the creator. 2 Kings 17, verse 23 and 24. They're going against the king. They're going against the law. They're breaking the law because, see, they got these people up around them. And so now, because they got these people up around them, let's see what happened. What happened? See, y'all think that Israel was just doing these things just to do it? No, because, see, they still had these people living up amongst them. These people were still living up amongst Israel. They descendants. And so when they lived among Israel, this is the reason why Israel kept sinning. This is the reason why your forefathers were breaking the law. Because they adapted their ways. Watch this. Go ahead. 2 Kings 17, 23 and 24.
Until the Creator remove Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land by Assyria unto this day.
See, they were carried out of the land until Assyria until this day. Until this day. You see that, family? That means you go to Isaiah 11:11. That's why you're going to have a second coming from out of Assyria. You see? A lot of Israelites are still in captivity in Assyria right now till this day. What this thing just do? All right, go ahead. You that's the next verse, right?
Isaiah 11:11.
No. Well, yeah, you could get that, and then we could jump back to because this thing right here just, I don't know what this thing right here doing. Okay, here we go. You got, I could get it if you need me. Okay, I get Isaiah 11:11. Let me grab it real quick. And read that last verse again. The one you just read.
Okay, 2 Kings 17:23. Until the Creator remove Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day.
Well, and that's good. Goes back. It says, and it shall come to pass, Isaiah 11:11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left. The first land is Assyria. See? So the first land is going to be Assyria. He's going to recover Israel. The first land. This brother Corey Scott. I can't pronounce. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Tear up your last name. He said, if I'm being completely honest, Jesus seemed gay. He washed other men's feet, and he let a man Jonas kiss him. Well, I'm froze.
Well, mine's spinning. I just want to make sure.
No, I'm good. Okay. Now, kissing another man on his cheek, that's not unnormal. We in America, we don't do that because we don't understand that custom or that culture. We've been disbanded and discontinued from our culture. Okay, but washing another man's feet, nah, I don't get down with that. Washing another man's feet, but when you kiss another man on his cheek, it's nothing wrong. That's not homosexuality. It's not. We think everything is and it's not. You need mine? Just go ahead. Just click on that. That's not homosexuality. We think it is, but it's not. You see. So we have to learn to be mindful of the culture, because if you study Islam does that. They kiss each other on the side on each cheek. The same way like when you go into France or the Pope, Yeah, the French does that. The Pope does it. They learn a lot of stuff from you and all from Scripture. We was the ones that was the ones that's far away from Scripture. Not other people, it's us. So we got to be mindful. We have to be mindful of what we think is not cool, you know. All right. So we can see Israel was taken into Assyria. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let me pull my notes back down. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to 1 Kings, the 9th chapter, verse 11. 1 Kings, the 9th chapter, verse 11. See, he's going to rescue Israel from Assyria, because see, a lot of us are still there. 1 Kings, the 9th chapter, verse 11. So now watch what happened with Solomon. Watch what happened with Solomon. See, a lot of us, we pass over these things. See, even during Solomon's time, even during David's time, the Canaanites, you got to back up. The Canaanites were still there. The Canaanites were still there. But see, we look at it as if Israel was just in the land by themselves. No. See, all this time, even when Solomon was there, David was there, the Canaanites were still there. They never got rid of the Canaanites. They never got rid of the Hivites, the Amorites, the Ammonites. They were still there. They didn't kill all these people. They were still in the land. Go ahead, what you got?
Now, Hiram, the king of Tyre, had furnished Solomon with cedar trees and fir trees, and with gold according to all his desire. That then King Solomon gave Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee.
He gave 20 cities in the land of Galilee. That's 11. Okay. He gave 20 cities in the land of Galilee. All right. Go ahead. What you got? Verse 12.
And Hiram came out from Tyre to see the cities which Solomon had given him, and they pleased him not.
He didn't like these cities. All right. He didn't like these cities, but watch this. Keep going. Verse 13.
And he said, what cities are these which thou hast given me, my brother? And he called them the land of Kabul unto this day.
So Tyre didn't like these lands. He didn't like these lands. But see, family, the Canaanites and all these other nations were still there that was supposed to have been driven out. Okay? They are still there that was supposed to have been driven out. But see, we look at this thing like that Israel was sitting in the land by themselves. No. All the nations were still there. Even when Israel was going into captivity, those nations were still there. Period. They didn't go no way. You the one that left. You left. They didn't leave. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 8:2. You the one that left. So let's grab that real quick. And then we're going to jump back into Matthew. I can read this if you want me to. 2 Chronicles 8:2, it says, I'm going to start at verse 1. And it came to pass at the end of 20 years, wherein Solomon had built the house of the Creator and his own house, that the cities which Huram had restored to Solomon, Solomon built them and caused the children of Israel to dwell there. Caused the children of Israel to dwell there. Okay? So when they built those houses, when they built those cities, the children of Israel dwelt in those cities. He dwelt there. Okay? So I'm bringing all these scriptures out to show you that Israel wasn't in the promised land by themselves. They were not. Okay, let's grab one more. Let's go to Solomon. Let's go to 1 Kings, the 11th chapter. 1 Kings, the 11th chapter. Now this is why I told y'all to make sure y'all understand, because remember, the law told Israel to tear down their high places. Tear it down. Do not worship any of their gods. Okay? But remember, Israel had already mingled among the Canaanites and all these other nations. They had these nations working for them. The ones that were supposed to have been killed, now they got these people working for them. They make a covenant with them. Okay? Don't make it look like Israel is harmless, because they're not. They are wicked. They are disobedient. They are moving in sin. Israel is now taking upon the Canaanites' curse. The curse that was supposed to be put upon the Canaanites, now it's upon Israel. The Canaanites are the ones telling you that you come from someplace. They driving you out your land. This the Canaanites. So 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, we're going to start at verse 1.
King Solomon, however, loved many foreign women besides Pharaoh's daughter.
He loved what?
Many foreign women besides Pharaoh's daughter.
Now, notice it didn't say an Israelite. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say he loved the Israelite women. He loved many foreign women besides an Egyptian woman, which was Pharaoh's daughter. Show me who Solomon was married to that was an Israelite.
Nobody.
That's a question I want you to ponder on that one. Because Solomon had a son who took the throne. And his name was Rehoboam. But let's keep going.
Moabites, Amorites, Edomites,
Zidonians.
Sidonians,
Mm-hmm.
and Hittites.
Those are the women he had at the forefront. The Moabites. You remember the Bible says in Deuteronomy 24, 23 and 2? No, 23 and I think 23 and 4. The Moabites don't supposed to be in your congregation. But he married a Moabite woman. Ammonites, Edomites, the Zidonians, and the Hittites. Watch this, keep going.
They were from nations about which the Creator had told the Israelites, you must not intermarry with them, because they will surely turn your hearts after their gods.
So it's reminding you of what was given to Solomon. You see that? It's reminding you of that. See, the law don't change. The command of the Creator don't change. You change, not the command. I'm showing you why it says Galilee of the nations. I'm showing you why. Watch this. Keep going.
Okay. Let me read verse 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
It says, of the nations concerning which the Creator said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love.
He clave unto thee these people, these women in love. He went after them more.
It's a disobedient spirit.
But he ain't the only one.
Mm-mm.
He went after these people. He went after these women more. Watch this. Keep going.
And he had 700 wives.
He had what?
700 wives.
He had 700 wives. Watch this.
Princesses.
Princesses.
And 300 concubines.
300 concubines.
And his wives turned away his heart.
You see that?
That's a lot.
Yeah, every night a different woman putting it on you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, man? And you want all them women. Now I want 5 wives. Really? Don't think women don't have influence. I'm gonna let that one sink. Don't think a woman don't have influence. Cause she do. And that woman knows she got influence. Man, I want more than one wife. You better be careful what you ask for. You better be careful what you ask for. You better be careful what you ask for. This man had a bunch of it around him. A lot of it. Watch this. Keep going.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Creator, as was the heart of David his father.
You know why? You know why his heart wasn't perfect? They say when he got old, but you think his heart was like that when he was young? Or you think he just became like that when he got old?
You know, when he started marrying them women he was supposed to, that's when he started changing.
When he saw women, y'all know how y'all get when y'all see them Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, Negroes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Huh?
Spicy, fiery
Them spicy,
women.
fiery women, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cuchalata. Y'all go crazy. Y'all go crazy, man. Y'all go crazy.
Start doing that. What's that dance? What they do with the belly dance and everything? How
Yeah,
they
with the
roll
top of
their
the look.
belly?
Yeah, that's the gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go crazy. You go crazy over these foreign women. You know I'm going crazy. And you go crazy over them. But you think in the respect of that, you think they're gonna let their culture go for you? Hell no. But when she gets you in that bed and she put that thing on you, you become them. They don't become you, you become them. The Negro become a Mexican. Hey, shit. Hey, when the Negro lay down with the that nigga lay down with that Mexican, she gets up as a Mexican, that nigga get up as a Mexican too. That joker have on one of them Hebreos.
That's that hocus pocus.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. See, the Negro don't know how to be a Negro. He have to change. Oh my goodness. He have to change. He don't lay down to get back up to be himself. That joker become that person who he slept with. He don't talk no more Negro. He talk Mexican. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What you got? Let's keep going.
Oh, okay. Verse 5. For Solomon went after
Ashereth,
the
goddess,
goddess of the Zidonians.
Zidonians, right? He went after that god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
And after
Milcom,
mm-hmm. the abomination of the Amorites.
So he went after that god. Okay, watch this. Keep going.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Creator,
Uh-huh.
and went not fully after the Creator as did his father.
See, he went after. See, that's what I'm saying. When you go, when a Negro lay down with these foreign women, that Negro get up as these people. He think he's these people now. See, he's no longer an Israelite no more. He done become a Moabite.
He's been converted.
That's right. They convert him. So when he got older, it was more easier and softer for him to now go even harder. You see? Watch this. Keep going.
Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hills that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
Mm-hmm.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods.
What did Solomon do for all his wives?
He built the high place.
So he built all these temples for them in Jerusalem, in the areas of Israel. All these temples are all over the place. Now, mind you, now remember when we read earlier, it says that those buildings that were strong, Israel left them alone. Okay, so you still got the strong buildings that the Canaanites and all them built. And now Solomon is now he's adding temples. Okay? He's adding temples all over the place for these gods. You follow me, right? Okay? Let's stop it right there. All right? Any questions before we go any further? All right. Corey Scott says, real reason slavery happened throughout history was karma from what we always done to animals. That's why it's coming Agenda 2030. And the real Armageddon Armageddon end times will be vegans versus carnivores. Brother Trey said certain things I just don't need to comment on because it don't make sense. Brother Trey said, isn't that adultery? No, that's not adultery. It's not adultery. Adultery is when the person is married, especially a woman. It mainly speaks of a woman sleeping with a man. If that woman is married, then that woman committed adultery as well as that man.
So it's the question he's asking about, is it adultery because of all the wives that Solomon has?
Yeah, that's not adultery. That's whoremongering. He became a whoremonger. Because you got to remember, none of those women lacked. None of them lacked. It wasn't the point that they were lacking anything. See, because if you feel like you can, if your wife tell you, hey, you could go get another woman, or you go get another woman, you better make sure you can take care of that woman the same way you take care of your first wife. It ain't no, oh, I got to wait, I got to make sure I get another job. Ain't none of that. No. You got to already have pavilions for her. You got to have pavilions for her. Okay, so let's not take on something big, and then the Bible tells you not to be able to have those, multiple wives. You don't supposed to. If you're in leadership, you don't supposed to anyhow, because that'll take your mind off of what the Creator has purpose.
And that's what happened to Solomon.
That's what happened to Solomon. Correct. Everything must stay balanced. It must stay balanced. It cannot be, heavy weight in one side and other weight the other side. No, it has to be balanced. Corey Scott said, how does that make not sense? Because why would vegans and carnivores fight each other? It's not even, I don't even know where that come from. So I'm gonna fight you because you're a vegan? And you're gonna fight me because I eat meat? What sense does that make? I hang around people now who's vegans, and we get along very good. They eat their little vegan burger in front of me. I eat my hamburger. I don't eat the hamburger like that, but you know what I'm saying. We don't discredit each other, because guess what? Both of them are GMO. The meat is GMO and your vegetables are GMO, unless you got the actual real seed. So we ain't got no reason to fight each other. We got to fight the ones that's putting the GMO in the fluoride in the food, in the water. That's your enemy. Not me eating meat and you eating you not eating meat. Why would you be my enemy? There's no scripture for that, brother. There's not no scripture for that. He said we always enslaved, killed, and ate animals, so humans have always suffered throughout history. Okay? But you're not suffering because you kill an animal and you eat. You know what makes you suffer because you kill an animal? It's how you kill that animal. See, it's the same way as how you chop a tree down. That tree lives. That tree is alive. That same plant you eat, that plant is alive. But see, everything knows the purpose of itself. That's why let me give you a secret, brother. If you watch Animal Channel and you see a whole bunch of what you call them, not the deers, but the buffaloes. They call them buffaloes in the wild, over in Africa. Call them buffaloes. Or the antelopes. And when they cross, they come to a big old pond and alligators there. Why you see 5 jump in the water first? You know why? Because they give themselves up to be able to allow the other herds to get across to live. Those 5 will die in order for the others to live. Everything knows its purpose. So when you kill an animal, that animal's supposed to be calm. But they don't kill an animal to calm the animal. They kill an animal egregiously. It ain't you eating meat, it's how the meat was killed. But anyway, that's off topic. I'm not getting into that. That's off topic. But let's get back into it. So you can see how Israel didn't. Solomon built temples for these people. So when Solomon built temples for these people, did anybody destroy the temples? Did anybody destroy the temples? Well, let's keep going. Let's go back to Matthew. Let's go back to Matthew, the 4th chapter. I just wanted to give you a spreadsheet to show you that those nations were still there. Even when Israel wasn't home, those nations were still there. They didn't go no way. They didn't go no way. They were still in that land. And if you read that the Assyrian king brought in a whole bunch of other nations once when the Israelites was taken, the 10 tribes were taken from off that land. I think I missed that one. Let me grab that one real quick. That was back in 1 Kings. Let's go to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, verse, verse 5 through 10. Yeah, 5, verse 5, 6, and 7. 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. No, verse 25. Salakia, verse 25, 26. 1 Kings, the 17th chapter, verse 25 and 26.
And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Creator. Therefore the Creator sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the Creator of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among thee, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the Creator of the land. Then King Assyria commanded, saying, Carry thither one of the priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let them teach the manner of the king of the land.
See, so he's telling them to bring them a priest so that this priest can teach them how to live on this land. Because they couldn't live on the land. They couldn't live. They couldn't live on the land. And I'm trying to find the nations that were that he brought. Where's the nations? Okay, right here. Jump down to verse 23. 24. Because we read verse 23, we didn't get in verse 24. In verse 23, I could go ahead and read it real quick. Until the Creator remove Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets, so shall Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day. And verse 24 says, and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cuthah and from Avah and from Hamath and from Seraphim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. They possessed it. What possess means? They took it. They took it over. They took it over. So now the question is, when did they get out? Because the Canaanites are already there still. All the Canaanite nations are there. Now you bringing in these people. Okay. So now let's go back to Matthew, the 4th chapter real quick. In Matthew, the 4th chapter, verse 13. And it says, and leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the seacoast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali. Okay. So Jesus moved from he moved from Nazareth to Capernaum. Okay. Verse 14 says what? That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, verse 15, Matthew the 4th chapter, verse 15, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. I just showed you why it was called Galilee of the Gentiles. Because number one, the Canaanites was there from the beginning. They stole the land. Israel went in. They didn't kill all the they didn't kill all the Gentiles. Okay, they didn't kill them. Then when Assyria came, the king of Assyria brought in more people. Okay, those people sit there, and now Japhet come in. He bring in his people, but that's another story for another day. But you can see how everybody is right there in these lands. They're right there. Okay, so now let's keep going. Verse 16: the people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. What do you think he mean by that? What is the people that sat in darkness? Who are those people? Who are those people who sat in darkness? Who are those people who sat in darkness? Those people who sat in darkness was Israel. That was the nation. That was the house of Israel. They sat in darkness. What does it mean when it says they sat in darkness? What does it mean when it says they sat in darkness? Let's go to Psalms 107, verse 10 through 14. Psalms 107, verse 10 through 14. They sat in darkness. Who is they? Listen to the Torah says the other nations. Psalms 107. Psalms 107, verse 10 through 14.
Some sat in darkness, in utter darkness, prisoners suffering in iron chains, because they rebelled against the Creator's commands and despised the plans of the Most High. So he subjected them to bitter labor. They stumbled, and there was no one to help. Then they cried to the Creator their trouble, and he saved them from their darkness.
14.
He brought them out of darkness, the utter darkness, and broke away their chains.
So who is that? Who is he talking about? Who sat in darkness? Who went into captivity? He's talking about the house of Israel. They sat in darkness. What is that darkness that they sat in? I thought it was the other nations too, sis, but I had to keep going into that. What was that darkness they sat in? We just read it.
What's
being found afflicted and in being bound in affliction and iron, because they what? Rebelled against the word of the Creator and contended against the counsel of the most high. Therefore he brought them down. He brought down their hearts with what? Labor. They fell down and there was none to help. That is the darkness. What you think Assyria did when they took them into captivity?
Put them in darkness.
They was in darkness. They was in captivity. They were being afflicted. Okay? They were being afflicted. The 10 tribes were being afflicted in Assyria. Watch this. Let's keep going. Let's go to Isaiah 49:6. See, they try to tell you this was Jesus. No, 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 no. Jesus had nothing to do with this. Isaiah 49:6, what you got?
It is not enough for you as my servant to bring the tribes of Jacob back to their land. Is that it?
Isaiah 49:6.
Yes, but I think that's the
I read it. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and restore and preserve to restore the preserve of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that they may know us to be that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. See, in other words, what was that? What was the darkness? Israel in captivity. The 10 tribes, they went into captivity. When they went into captivity, they were put into labor. They were being afflicted in the nation of Israel. Mm-hmm. But what is that light? See, that light is for them to be restored unto the law. It's to be restored unto the law. See, they sat in darkness, and it says the light sprang up. But let's keep going. We're gonna find out what that light was. Watch this. Let's keep going. Isaiah the 60th chapter, verse 1 through 3. Isaiah 60. Isaiah the 60th chapter, verse 1, 2, and 3. You said, but suffer not a woman to teach. Tell me where Paul get that from. Give me the law. Don't give me no New Testament letter. Give me the law. Brother Cubic, give me the law where a woman can't teach. Don't give me no letter. Give me the law. And in fact, you could come on the channel. Let me put it up here. Let me put it up here. Don't put nothing in the channel. Don't put nothing in the chat. I want you to come up here and I want you to give everybody the law. That way Paul get that from. Where lying Paul get his lying letter from. Give me the law. I want you to come on up there. They go to post in they go to link in the chat. Come on up here, Brother Stellar. And I want you to come tell everybody where Paul get that from. And if you can't, you a liar just like Paul. Show me where I want you to give me the law where Paul get that from. And then you talking about what you're doing, brother. What I'm doing, I'm teaching the law. That's what I'm doing. I'm teaching the law, something you can't do. And if you can teach the law, I just put the link up. Come on up there and tell us where the law comes from, that Paul that you just quote 1 Timothy 2:12. Tell me where Paul get that from. This ain't no camp over here, brother. We teach the law. You got it?
60 and
Isaiah 60, verse 1, 2, and 3. Don't bring that foolishness over here. We won't, it's not what you say, it's what you can prove. You can see that right there on the window. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. Let me put it up. It's not what you can say, it's what you can prove, bruh. Prove the law where Paul get it from. See, that's how I'm gonna start busting all y'all in y'all chests. I want to see the law where a woman can't open her mouth, where a woman can't teach the law, where a woman got to shut up like y'all be saying in those camps. Give me the law. The link in the chat if you got the heart and you got the kahunas. Let's keep going. Because obviously you ain't got the kahunas.
it says, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Creator is risen upon you.
Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the deep darkness, the people.
See, the deep darkness, that's your wickedness. See, that was wicked what the brother just said, that a woman can't say nothing. A woman can't teach. That's wicked. He can't even tell you where he get that from. He only follows the idols of the Canaanites. The deep darkness. Keep going.
But the Creator will arise over you.
See, the Creator will arise over you. Not no Jesus preaching. The Creator will rise. That's your light. The Creator. Go ahead.
And his glory will be seen upon you.
What is the glory of the Creator? That's his law. That is his law. His law is going to be seen upon you. The Creator is going to rise upon you, and you're going to be able to see the law from you. Watch this. Watch this. You're going to see the law upon you, and his glory shall be upon you. Watch this, verse 3, what it says.
The Gentiles shall come to your light.
See, the Gentiles is going to come to your light. See, the Gentiles. Go ahead.
And the kings to the brightness of your rising.
See, the kings is to the bright. They're going to come to the brightness of you standing up. See, half of y'all, most of you, a lot of you is still laying and sleep. See, you're laying and sleeping. And this is the problem. See, this is the prophecy that they try to take and give it to Jesus. But this talking about Israel coming from their slumber, especially the house of Israel. And how did they come from out of their slumber? What was the darkness? Their disobedience. What was their darkness? Being wicked, following the other nations, sitting there serving their gods, following and being into their customs, their culture, messing with their females, they men messing with your females. So Israel went into darkness. The house of Israel went into darkness. Not just the house, but also the house of Judah went into darkness. But mainly the house of Israel. So the light is now springing up amongst them. What is the light? It's the glory of the Creator. Not no man coming down to preach to you. It's the glory of the Creator. That's going to be shown upon you. That's his law. That is his law. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to Ezekiel 39, verse 23 through 29. A lot of people think New Testament is law. New Testament is a letter. Those are letters. They are letters. Letters are not law. They always got this dominant thing. Oh, woman can't do this. Woman can't do that. Man, go somewhere and drink a whole gallon of shut up. Go ahead. What you got? And learn the law.
It says Ezekiel 39.
Ezekiel 23. No, Ezekiel 39, 23 through 29. Go learn the law. Y'all listening to these fake elders. They need to go drink a whole gallon of shut up too.
Okay. And it says, and you, son of man, prophesy against Gog and say, thus said the Lord God.
No. Ezekiel, hold on.
You said 39?
Ezekiel 39, verse 23.
23. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Gentiles shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
You see, now notice what it says. They gonna know that. They gonna know why you in captivity. They know that you broke the law. You see? Look, read it again. The heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquities.
Yeah, the Gentiles should know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquities.
See, they know, but hold on. But they see they what I just told you. They know who you are. They know you wicked. They know you weak. They know you want to fit in. They know you don't like order. They know everything about you. And they say that they know you went into captivity because you wicked. You disobedient. You disrespectful. You have a what? A hard head. They know this about you. Watch this. Keep going.
Because they were unfaithful to me.
See, they were unfaithful to the Creator. They know that about you too. They know you not trying to serve your Creator.
Therefore, I hid my face from them. I gave them into the hand of their enemies, and they all fell by the sword.
When I told you that you taking the punishment of the Canaanites. You still taking until this day, you're taking the punishments of the Canaanites because you sit there and you follow the Canaanites' gods. And if you don't think you following the Canaanites' God, then I want you to tell me who the Canaanites' gods are. Tell me who the Moabite God is. Gods. The Egyptian gods. Tell me who they are. And see if Jesus won't end up as one of them. See, this is the reason why y'all got to put this man in everything. Watch this. Keep going. You finished? No, we're going to 20. We're going to 29. Keep going. See, you are and you went into captivity and you getting put to death because of your filthiness, and the other nations know this. They know you are disobedient to your own God. Go ahead. What you got? Verse 24.
According to their uncleanliness and according to their transgressions, I have dealt with them and hidden my face from them. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, now I will bring back the captives of Jacob, and have mercy on the whole house of Israel.
Go ahead.
And I will be jealous for my holy name.
That's the light that's coming. That's the light that sprung up from them. His name. When he bring you back, Guess what? He's not going to just bring you back. Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, verse 1 through 7 after taking place. And you don't see Jesus in none of that. He going to bring you back when you turn back to the law. You ain't coming back no other way until you return back to the law. And it's going to be for his name, not for you. Oh, I'm Israel. I got next. You ain't got nothing. All you can do is repent. All you could do is ask the Creator to have mercy, and hopefully that you can find mercy. That's all you got. That's the only next you got, because you should be getting put to death. I should be getting put to death. It's for the Creator's name, not for you. Watch this. Keep going. We're going to 30. Go ahead. Keep going. 29. We on 26 now, right? 25. Yeah. We just read 25, 26.
Okay.
Yeah, for his holy name. Yeah, for
his holy name. Mm-hmm. After they have borne their shame and all their unfaithfulness, in which they were unfaithful to me, when they dwelt safely in their own land, and no one made them afraid.
See, you got to be in your own space. Your own space. That's where you have to be, in your own space. But right now, you're not in your own space. You in somebody else's space. That's why we work on these people's jobs. That's why we shop at these people's grocery stores. Think about it. You got all these Israelite camps, got millions of dollars, and they haven't put up a grocery store yet. Think about that. But they call a white man the devil, but they still got you shopping at the white man's store. I want that to sit right on I want that to sit on your chest. They say the white man is supposed to be the devil, the enemy, but they still buy their clothes from the people who they call a white man. But they got sisters that can sew, but you won't take your money and create a clothing line store where the sister, you can hire the sisters to create the clothes for the people. You won't do that because you know what? You ain't trying to go against the system. They're not trying to go against the system. And you know why they're not trying to go against the system? Because I guarantee you a lot of them ain't Israel. Their job is to keep you in a perpetuated state of servitude. That's their job. Watch this. Go ahead. Keep going.
When I have brought them back from the peoples and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and I am hallowed in them in the sight of many nations.
That's the light when you become sanctified in the Creator, in front of the nations. That is your light. That's the light that sprung up. That's the light. Watch this. Keep going.
Then they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who sent them into captivity among the nations, but also brought them back to their land and left none of them captive any longer.
See, that's how you know where your spring of light at. When Jesus was here, was you still in captivity? Was Israel supposed to still be in captivity if that's the real story of Israel? Because Rome was still sitting over Israel. Rome was still sitting over Israel. So what land did Jesus bring Israel back to? If Israel was already in Jerusalem during the time of Jesus. Watch this, verse 29.
And I will not hide my face from them anymore, for I shall have poured out my spirit on the house of Israel, says the Creator.
Now I'm gonna ask anybody, what do the face of the Creator look like? If Jesus was to be it, what do the face of the Creator look like? What do the face of the Creator look like? If Jesus is supposed to be it, he's supposed to be fulfilling this prophecy. I'm gonna read Daniel 9:1. Excuse me, Daniel 9:11. Let me grab it real quick. Daniel 9:11. See, he's supposed to be fulfilling this prophecy. But I'm showing you the light. I'm showing you the light. I'm showing you the light that sprung up. Daniel 9:11. And it says, yea, all Israel have transgressed the law. All Israel have transgressed the law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servants of God, because we have sinned against who? Him. It didn't say some of it, it said all Israel. All Israel have sinned against the Creator, because Israel didn't want to obey his voice. And the curse is now poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law that was given to Moses. That's your darkness. That's your darkness. What is the light? What is one of the lights? When Jonah went to the Assyrians, he went to Assyria to preach to the 10 tribes. And what did the 10 tribes do? They repented. When Tobit in the captivity of Assyria, Tobit, let's get Tobit the first chapter. Let's get Tobit the first chapter. The book of Tobit. It says the book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobel, son of Aniel, and the son of Abdul, the son of Gabel, the seed of Ashel, and of the tribe of Naphtali. See, we're talking about Naphtali, the 10 tribes. Who is the time of Emasar, the king of Assyria, who led them captive out of Tisbe, whatever that is, which is at the right hand of the city, which is called properly Naphtali in Galilee above Assyria. See, that's where he come from. That's where Tobit come from. He's from the tribe of Naphtali, from Galilee. I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the ways of the truth and justice, and I did many deeds to my brethren and my nation who came with me to Nineveh, into the land of Assyria. See, he's telling you, when they were in Assyria, he helped his people out. Tobit was in a position to helping his people out because many of his people were still in darkness in Assyria. Many of them were still in darkness. But when did that light spring up? When Tobit helped them out. Because many of their bodies were still in the streets. Tobit went secretly and buried them. Tobit celebrated the feast days, and he had plenty, and he brought in many that was on the street that did not have, that was Israel, and he brought them in, and they helped celebrate the feast days with him. That's the light. When Jonah went and preached and they heard the word from the Creator, they repented. That's the light. When Ezekiel, Hosea, and all of them prophesied to the house of Israel, that is the light. That's the light that have sprung up. But let's go back to Matthew, the 4th chapter. 4 and 14, it says that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond the Jordan of Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. What was that light? When they saw that the Creator was still in their favor. That's the light that sprung up when they realized that they still had an opportunity to turn from their wickedness and come back and be that light that the Creator called them to be to the other nations. That was that light. When they saw that the Creator was giving them mercy, they had an opportunity to correct what they have done or what their forefathers have did. And what they continue to do. They had an opportunity to turn that thing around. That is the light. When they saw the law. Not from another man, but from themselves. If the wickedness was in them and the wickedness was their disobedience, then what you think the light going to be? A man that come from the sky, or that light is going to be you acknowledging that you were wrong and that you were out of order? That's what that light was for. The light sprung up. And notice what 17 says. And that time, Jesus began to preach and say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now, I want you to pay attention to something real fast. Notice verse 17. What kingdom Jesus was talking about? See, a kingdom is the realm in which a king ruled. See, that's a kingdom in which a king ruled. He said, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He didn't say the kingdom of the Creator is at hand. He said the kingdom of heaven. And according to Genesis, heaven is the sky. So the kingdom that sits in the sky is at hand. What do the word hand means? The word hand means to join one thing to another. That's what hand means, to join one thing to another. So this kingdom is getting ready to join unto you. If you believe in this kingdom, it's about to lock you in. But you got to repent. It means to turn away. Turn away from what? Turn away from your sins? Or is he telling you really to turn away from the law? Let's see. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 4 and 4. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. 2 Corinthians. Salakia. 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. And this is what it says here. In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Notice he says, the God of this world. Who is that? Who is the God of this world? It blind them that they won't be able to see Jesus. So this God of this world has to blind you so you won't be able to see Jesus. What about Jesus that is so great that the God of this world needs for you not to see? Because that's the kingdom that he's talking about. That's the kingdom that he's talking about. Exodus 30, Trey Habish said Exodus 33 and 20. And he said, thou cannot see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. But now all of a sudden, Brother Trey, God's face ain't hidden. Because according to this person, Jesus Christ, his kingdom is about to be revealed. It's about to join you right in with it. It's about to join you right into it. And this God of this world has to blind you so you can't see Jesus. Let's read it again. 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. See, what do you not believe in? See, the God of this world blinded you because it says you don't believe, you believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is what? The image of God should shine unto them. It says this Jesus Christ is the image of God. So this God of this world don't want you to see the image of God. Do that make sense to you? So this God of this world got that much power to blind the what? The mind. It blinds your mind. Notice it says it blinds the mind of them. So in other words, it got you where you can't think proper. This God of this world has you where you can't think proper. You can't even, when you can't think, you can't see proper. So now when you can't think proper, then now ask yourself the question. Where do you get your thoughts from? What got you thinking that way? And you wonder why a lot of people in today's life, they can't think with common sense. Because the God of this world done blinded your mind where you can't really see who he is. See, it ain't so much of Jesus Christ and the God of this world is different. No. They trying to make it look like it's two different people. Let's read it again. it says, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is in the image of God, should shine unto them. But why would God not shine through his law? Why would Jesus be the image of God and not you? Because I thought in the beginning, he says, let me create man in my image. When did you lose the image of the creator? So why is it that you why he didn't blind you from yourself for knowing that you're the image? But he telling you that something else is the image, but not you. No, what it's telling you, you've been blind from yourself. Because if you recognize who you are, the same way the Canaanites drove you away from your land, telling you that you come from Africa. See, you've been blind from yourself. This kingdom that took hold to you. It done lockstep hold to you. That's why some of you got them Jesus pieces. You got them on your wall. Some of y'all done changed colors, done made them from white to black. But you're still running with the same story. But then at the same time, you wonder why everything is the way it is. Because you've been blinded. Criminal minded, you've been blinded. You remember that song? Criminal minded? You've been blinded? KRS-One? My philosophy. You've been blinded. Let me read it one more time, and we're gonna go to and we about done. We're gonna go to Ephesians 2:2. Let me read this one right here though. 2 Corinthians 4:4. In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them. The God of this world has blinded the mind of them which believe not. What you not believing in? Jesus. So the God of this world blinded you. He put things in front of you where you can't think proper. You can't even think proper. But I guarantee you, for you not being able to think proper, you will think Jesus or Yahweh or Yahusha. You'll think about that. But you will put that person over you. It said he was in the image of God. But what the Bible says in the beginning, it says God said, let me make man in my image. Man. So that means you're the image of the creator. So if he's God or son of God or some kind of angel, how did he become an image of you or of God? When God didn't say he made the angels in his image, it said he made you. It didn't say he made his son in his image. It said he made you in his image. So in other words, what's happening is this joker came and took your place. And he blinded you, thinking that it's always about him when it says thou shalt have no other God before who? Me. It was about you. It was always about you. And they turned it around to make it about him. And you don't even realize the Canaanites still and all these other nations still sit right up amongst you. And you are serving actually what they serve. Watch this. Ephesians 2:2. What you got?
wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right. It says, wherefore, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world. You walked according to the course of this world. This world means this system. You was following this system. That's why you were blinded. You was following this system. According to the what? The prince of the power of this air, of the air. See, he's the prince of the power of the air. Who is that? Point him out. Can you show it to me? Who rose and who ascended up in the air? Who came down from the air? Was that Jesus Christ? His disciples gazed and he went up into the air. Nobody knew where he went at. Where did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Where did he go? Where did he ascend it up? The prince of the power of this air. Of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. See, the spirit. See, that work in you that go against the law. And my last point. It's my last point. And we closing. Where did all Jesus' disciples come from? Where did all Jesus' disciples came from? And this is my point. All of Jesus' disciples, mainly all of Jesus' disciples came from Galilee. Mainly all of Jesus' disciples came from Galilee. They came from Galilee. So when you tell me that Jesus Christ pulled Israelites, prove that they were Israelites. Prove it. Because the Canaanites learn they learn your law too. The Canaanites learn how to be Israel too. Other nations learn you too. I just showed you when the Assyrian king put those people in the land, they didn't know how to live. And guess who taught them how to live on that land? They brought back a priest that was from the 10 tribes, and he taught them how to live on that land. So you mean to tell me they don't know your law? So now everybody can be Israel now. And that's something? Everybody going around saying they're Israelites now. Everybody Israel. Especially if you're a nigga. You Israel. With them folks on the corner. And they'll tell you because you a Negro, you a Judah. If you one of them clear Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, you Ephraim. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. That's funny. But this is the problem. Jesus' disciples, 99.9% of his disciples came from Galilee, which were foreigners. They were not Israelites. Now I'm gonna let that one soak. I'm gonna let that one soak on you. I'm gonna let that one soak on you. Jesus Christ did not have Israelites pretty much as his disciples. And now the question is why? why he did not have Israelites as his disciples. Why he did not. That's for next week. Why he didn't have them. See? And that's why in Matthew, the 4th chapter, before I close it out. Hold on. Before I close it out. That's why in Matthew, the 4th chapter, what it says, it went back and said what? It says for verse 17, from that time, Jesus began to preach and say, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Verse 18, and Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw the two brothers, Simon, called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, and they were fishers. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Verse 20, what it says. Well, I get this thing queued up.
It says, I went back to Ephesians, Matthew 4:4.
Matthew 4:20.
Sorry. Okay. And they straightway left their nets and followed him.
Go ahead.
And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in a ship with Zebedee's their father, mending their nets, and he called them. And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him.
Go ahead.
And Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing all manner of sickness.
Now we're going to stop right there. He went where? He went
their synagogues.
He went in all of Galilee, right?
Yes, Jesus went about all Galilee.
All Galilee, teaching and what?
In their synagogue.
In their synagogue. Stop right there. We ain't going to go no further than that. He went throughout all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues. It didn't say Israel synagogues. It says their synagogues. We're going to stop right there. Because remember, Solomon built a whole bunch of them. You got the last words. What you got to say? Solomon built a whole bunch of them for those women. Solomon built the whole bunch of them for those women. And Israel did not kill all those nations that were there when they were told to.
Right.
And it says Israel mingled with them and started serving what? Their gods. That means temples were still there. The Canaanites' temples were there. So we got a big problem.
Mm-hmm. So instead of Solomon building like that they did before the Ark of the Covenant for the Creator, and something in Saul 2 for him, he was building temples for his wives and their gods and what they believe. So he completely turned away from his inheritance or from what he was taught to follow after other cultures. And that's what is happening today. Like I said, it's nothing new under the sun. And as we continue to grow, we keep seeing how people are just so in tune with others instead of themselves.
That's right. And that's the reason why I went through all of that to show you why it called the land of Galilee. Mm-hmm. I mean, the nations of Galilee, because there were multiple nations there. Mm-hmm. Even when the house of Israel was taken off the land, there were multiple nations still there. And Jesus went throughout all of Galilee preaching in their synagogues. So we got a problem right there. We got a problem. And we're going to pick this up on next week, on next Shabbat. So on Wednesday nights, we'll be in the clubhouse doing a little Bible study. We start from the beginning of the book and we going through it. Also, on the fun note, I have also my book is my second book should be coming out, and we also getting a second book be going through publishing now. We getting ready to run that second book through publishing called The Journal. But my second episode to my children's book, Trucker's Life Adventures for Children, that second episode should be coming out this month coming. The animation should be coming out this month coming. The second book that we have written, The Journal, that should be dropping by sometime by the end of the month, first of the year in the Creator's will. So we kind of, we doing some stuff. We trying to do a couple of things here and there. Also, we got we getting ready to put out some memorabilia, so be looking for that as well. And those who rock with me, we got meeting on December the 1st. Men for Passover this year coming up. So be looking to get to that. So any last words before I ride out? Okay, so I hope that each one of you gained something for tonight. Israel kept those nations around them. The nations that was kept, Israel is telling Israel, they moving Israel from the land. They the ones who telling Israel they come from Africa. So until then, this is Moreh Yaakov in the ITFTR network. Make sure, actually, when you're in the building, you press that like and subscribe button if you haven't. If you like what you're hearing, and if you like even being extra nice tonight, share the page and let others know that we are here. And like I say, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So we don't go by what you say. We go by what the law says. That's what we go by over here. And this is where the lie stops. We don't keep a lie perpetuate over here. This is Moreh Yaakov ITFTR Network. May your Shabbat continue to be peaceful, restful, and relaxful. This is Outlaws, Idi Amin. This is called Legend of Games. Shalom.
Y'all ain't ready. Clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Come on. I'm free up and clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Yeah. We mad slack. Clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. Come on. I'm free up and clock in the outlaw. Clock in the outlaw. My nigga. We told them it was hell for us hustlers, sales for us hustlers, with shells for the busters. Whoa. I'm one of only 7 who was chosen, and no matter who stop, I got to keep pushing forward. Been getting money since Wayne was a soldier, riding shotgun next to Pop, growing dojo. 50 was still healing from them 9 shots. When still I rise, drop, I told baby not to let her tears drop. Had an independent spirit, so we hit the block, made a quick million, bought some houses and some drops. 12 years greater, man, the game still old. You don't believe me? Look your favorite rapping on me. I'm